Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Pardon any sync issues. Just getting the screens in the right spot for myself. Of course, it does not remember any settings. Let's make myself small, make the chat room big. There we go. 2/3 of the way there. What is up, Arden? Glad you made it. Just a second here. Okay. I just lost everything. There we go. Everything's back. And then what's up, we owe you Bill Cooper? Glad you guys made it. Oh man, if I look sweaty, I'm sorry. It's like I saw on my phone it got up to 24 Celsius, which is 75 Fahrenheit, which is pretty much perfect. You can't see that, but I can. um So that's a good outside temperature. Whenever it gets up to a nice temperature like that, it's like for an hour and then it drops down. So like there wouldn't have been a point of me opening the window because I would just probably have to run over there in half an hour and shut it. I'm not trying to jump up and down for this, so I'll just sweat it out like a pimp with one hoe. What's up, Wally World? Glad you made it. Yeah, good to see you guys too. Uh, So it's I'm really not flop sweaty. These shows are kind of easy to do. Like I don't want to make myself sound lazy or anything, but like I watched the movie yesterday and then I'm going off my notes today, so I don't have to like improv as much as I normally do. So it's technically an easier 2 hours, but then I'm over here sweating like I've got to come up with brand new like I'm sitting here like I couldn't watch the movie and I still have to review it. I don't think I could have faked my way through this one. It's just I don't think I could have. I'm not going to get into it right away. Let's let a few more people file in because there are a few like little announcements to make for the following for the week coming up. We owe you Bill Cooper. Yeah, sweat it out with the pimp with one hoe. Heck yeah, just warming up the pimp hand. That bitch don't have my money. Oh, because since this is going to be a review for Runaway Train from 1985 starring John Voight. But next week we are going to get a couple extra days together, so I'm going to save my review of this week, quite frankly, for the Monday show. Michelle, glad you made it. Because this is why you should go to they're called coffee meetings that Frank does on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. If I had not gone to the one last Monday, I would not know this to tell you, this now. He wouldn't have known this. He didn't mention this on the show proper, but he is going to be off. Frank is on March 31st. That's this coming Monday. It's like the first Monday of every month is when they let people from Frank's building come in to tell them they're making a bad decision about the building. So that's when he does that. So that's why he's off on Monday. Just for the proper show, he may still do the coffee meeting thing. Hasn't said one way or another, but before when he had to take a Monday off, he still did the coffee meeting. So based on that, that's why I'm saying that now. And then April 1st will be their regular Tuesday show. But Wednesday we will be off. That is Frank's birthday. He will be turning any number of ages depending on whatever lore you want to keep with. He is turning 69 this year. He'll turn 69 next year. He turned 69 last year, so he's always 69 years old. But he is taking that Wednesday off to do birthday stuff, and then it'll be the rest of the week. But since that's the first Wednesday of the month, they haven't really said this officially. I'm just assuming they still will do this. But the second Wednesday of the month, that's when Frank will go to Moonlit, not Moonlit, sorry, all these M's. Morning Sickness Matt Christensen, to do his half hour posting at Matt's 9 o'clock show, and we just go over there and kick it for like a half an hour or whatever it is, and just it sort of feels like an extension of, quite frankly, on those Wednesdays. I doubt Frank is going to take the day off from his show, go back to work for half an hour, and then continue with birthday stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's just off the table for Wednesday. So we'll be here. So we get 2 extra days together. And then please do check out the description. I can drop it in the chat room as well. I do have the poll up for the movies to vote for us to watch for April. And again, like, people give suggestions, and I look around, and it's, some platforms just do not have it, or like you look on YouTube and it will say it has a movie, and you click on it and it's just like a movie review, or it's misleading. Some stuff like that I reported. If you say you've got the full-on movie and I click on it, it's just some kind of review or something else, and you have that nowhere in like the title, like, you're getting reported for that. Don't lie to people like that. But I digress. Let me drop this in, and then I'll go over the 4 choices. Do I have this? Yeah, I saved it twice. Good for me. Fantastic. So those are the movies for us to vote for. Wow. For April. And I came up with, I sort of wanted to do like 2 I have seen, 2 I have not seen, and I kind of found, I got 1 suggestion in there, and then I found 2 movies that I had seen. I didn't want a 3rd movie that I had seen, so it's like, let me find something I have not. So that's how this played out. I'll start at the bottom and go up. This is the most recent film. This is called Downfall from 2004. Now, while you may have not seen this, you have seen it memed for almost everything probably in the last 21 years. Anytime something happens, people will take the scene. It's about Adolf Hitler, or Adolf Hitler, and it's the end of the war. Things are not going well for him, and he's starting to get stressed out. So he's down in the bunker getting reports about battle's not going his way, and he's just going off. He's in this little bunker. All these people are standing around scared, like there's like women there trying not to cry because Hitler's so upset. And he's just going off, and since it is subtitled, they subtitle it with whatever they want. So you have seen that scene from that movie, you just don't know what it's from. That movie. Zora, what's up? I am 6 out of 10 on this one, Manny. Nice. Art says, I don't know what Secondhand Lions is. I not watched Downfall, but I'd watch that. Secondhand Lions was recommended by Frankly. This one, I kind of didn't want to look at the description in case it's chosen. I just want to dive right into it. That's what I did with Runaway Train. Like, I saw that Jon Voight was in it, and I just looked away. I didn't want to know the synopsis. Nobody else was in it. I wanted to be surprised. What's up, Dandy? Glad you made it. So, but I did kind of have to like click on it because it was on Tubi, so I sort of saw like a bit of something. I want to say it takes place in like 1961, so right away, like, hey, I dig the 60s. Maybe some guys, while reliving their glory days, like something sports related. Like, that's fine by me. Like, I've seen Varsity Blues, I've seen Rudy, and A Field of Dreams, stuff like A League of Their Own. Like, I will watch sports films, even though I'll watch people play sports video games and will not go near the real thing in real life. Yeah, Bill Cooper said I'd forgotten that Rebecca De Mornay was in Runaway Train. I didn't know she was in this. Then I saw that she was. Have you seen The Hand That Rocks the Cradle? Bruh, I'm scared of this chick. Like, I know she's just an actress, but like, if a chick can scare me, that's why I go off about Samantha Morton. She played Alpha on The Walking Dead. She was also speaking with an American accent. She's English, so props to her for that. Scared that chick scares the shit out of me. She's probably like the sweetest, nicest lady in real life. Like, I think we're the same height, even. Scares me to fucking death as Alpha. I won't fuck with that chick for nothing. Scared to death of her. Anyway, I'm sort of ranting on Secondhand Lions and got off on a thing. Again, sports film, nothing wrong with it. I have heard of it, just have not seen it. The next film is Tommy Boy from 1995. I do have this on DVD, but that's not fair to you guys. So that one is on. I found it on Pluto TV, and so I've got that downloaded now. So I know it's free. It's like Tubi. It's free. One thing they are weird about is Arden Steiner isn't coming. Uh, like they do have Dark Shadows, but they've only got episode like 210 through 858. Like they have it going by season, so it's like 1 through 16. And Dark Shadows has 26 seasons. That's Dark Shadows proper, not even counting the beginning. They don't have the whole thing, but they've got some of it, so there's that. Tommy Boy has Chris Farley. It has David Spade. This is Frank has that Callahan Auto Parts shirt. That shirt is from that movie. They say it takes place in Sandusky, Ohio. It was actually filmed up in Canada. Just Chris Farley was doing SNL. Him and David Spade, they'd run up to Canada, shoot for the weekend, fly back down to New York, for Monday to do SNL. So they were just running ragged. Classic film. This is probably the best known Chris Farley film. It's so good. It's so funny on its own. It's classic. It's hard to it's a little bit weird to be calling things like classics from like the 90s and early 2000s, but it is. If you like comedy and you have not seen that movie, you must have just found out comedy is a thing this year. You have got to see it, even if it's not chosen. Last film is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I was surprised they had a regular ass movie on Tubi of Monty Python that is not compilations. If you've never seen anything Monty Python, like I ended up watching the movies before I saw the TV series proper. It's okay to do it like that. You can do it any kind of way. You can have seen nothing Monty Python. You can have seen everything Monty Python. It's still good. It's still good if you know all of the jokes. I probably saw this movie for the first time about 20 years ago. It will still crack me up to this day. Um, it's I will if it does come up in conversation, I will point out that it is a movie with no flaws. It's perfect. It's a perfect film. It even has an intermission. um, and that if it does get chosen, there's like the whole story of like why it even got made. Like check out the executive producers for that film. Yeah, will you, Bill Cooper? Yeah, big guy in a little coat. Check it out, fat man in a little coat. Rip. Sorry, I spoiled it. Yeah, Arden said might vote Tommy. Yeah, Zora, Columbus Avenue. Um, but yeah, this was like my first exposure to Monty Python was this film. I did not know what I was getting into. Like I knew what I grew up with the Marx Brothers, so I understand zany comedy to just off the wall stuff. And I knew of like Absolutely Fabulous as far as like British comedy goes, but like this was sort of like new to me then. John Rogers, glad you made it. Um, I don't know how somebody can like comedy and sit through that movie and not think it's enjoyable. It's so memeable. There's lines from it. It is one of those movies that has been out so long that there's memes of it everywhere, even if you don't know what these memes are from. It's a lot of stuff is in this movie. If you're not aware of where some of these memes are from, you're gonna find them here. Like the French taunter. I thought we were an autonomous collective, and I didn't vote for a king. Just all that kind of, stuff is in there. So if it gets chosen, right now it's doing the best in the poll. I kind of thought it would do well, and then I was so happy that I chose like four good movies, and then I got kind of scared because like, okay, what if it's like what if the top two get chosen? I've never sat down in my life and watched a comedy with a pen and paper, like taking notes. So that'll be a new experience for me. I don't know how a review would go. I'm sure I'm getting ahead of myself and I won't get chosen, but it would be interesting for somebody who was air quotes funny to review a honest to God classic comedy film. I really shouldn't have put those two against each other, but oh well, it is what it is. Because what I was gonna do, and I'll start the review soon. It's been 15 minutes. William Bill Cooper said, I would vote Downfall, but I do not know if folks like having to read subtitles throughout the whole movie. It is an interesting film. I did think about that too. Like, I do realize it is subtitled. I'm not sure of how many of us do speak German. I would assume it's in German. Uh, like, while I know a few words of German, I can't just sit there and just like, like turn my head away and listen and know what's going on. But it is so memeable and it like history. Plus, it's his birthday next month. I kind of did it as a joke, like that, and I do want to see it. Like I've got it saved in my like list of movies to watch. Yeah, because what I was gonna do, because up in like last week it was still available. Then I go look today, and it's got that little like all these movies going away. They had The Mummy from 1999. I was gonna suggest that. I would like us to watch that, but they do have it going away, and it's not on Pluto TV. Of course, you cannot find it on YouTube. Of course, I have it on DVD, but I don't have a way to play it for everybody. So, that's okay. Arden said, I voted Tommy, but it says I voted Holy Grail. I love that movie anyway. Are we just watching Holy Grail? I'm okay with that. See, that's what I was worried about last time because we almost had a tie. Um, what happens if there is a tie? Like, would you like to watch two movies? And like, because it's one thing to watch two movies. It's another thing for me to say review two whole ass movies in 2 hours. That would be like, it's either me talking very fast or me skipping huge plots of the movie. I don't think that would fly. I would like to say if there is a tie, I would put up like a sudden death poll, but I couldn't let that go for a whole other week because that would mean we would only have 2 weeks to watch the movie. So maybe it would just be a few days long poll. Uh, I mean, we can watch both if it got to a point where it's like seriously like two were voted for, like they both get 50% of all the votes. Like okay, yeah, if that's what the people want, sure, I'll review one movie one week, I'll review the next one the next week. That way they both get out there. But it kind of depends what you guys want to do. But I would not be mad having to sit and watch Tommy Boy and Holy Grail since there's so you're because you're gonna laugh at both, but I mean, like Tommy Boy does get like a little bit like sentimental at one point, and like it's like if you cry every time, and I do cry every time at that scene, and that's the mark of a very good actor. If because I do have uh, if I do watch movies a lot to learn them, so that kind of like takes the emotion out of it for me. So if I can sit there and watch a movie I've seen enough times to like know like when the major beats are coming up and still have the emotions, that's a good actor. Chris Farley can do that for me. I'm always gonna miss that man. And I did want to say real quick, I think it's amazing that the man only lived 33 years, and we're getting close to him having not been with us for almost 30 years. And like, yes, we will be speaking about him, 33 years after he passed away. We'll be speaking about him, 100 years after he was born. And I think that's incredible. All right, you got to pay attention. It's subtitles, but I'd watch it. Yeah, it's like, it's history too. You kind of know if you know more about like the end of the World War for World War II. Slow down. You'll know like what's going on, but then if you're somebody like me who's like learned that stuff and forgot it, you get to like learn it all over again. Like, oh my god, this really happened. What's Hitler gonna do? I hope he's okay. What's he doing with that gun? Like, I don't know if that's in the movies. I don't know how far it goes. Zora Callahan Auto Parts is a real place in Sandusky, Ohio on Columbus Ave. Shut the front door. Callahan Auto Parts, Sandusky, Ohio. Yeah, close enough. Hey, that building's not there anymore. Is it? I don't know. I don't know that part of town. I was just looking at it. I just typed in a Callahan Auto Parts, Sandusky, Ohio into Google Maps. Oh, Jenna, glad you made it. Jenna said I can hear you getting fat, lol. Yeah, I know. It's been weird. Like this whole last week was weird. I was so messed up after I went live. There was just something wrong with me. Like I wasn't sick, but I don't know, like my brain would just not. It just would not. And I've been having stomach aches lately. Not stomach aches, but like down in my guts. That doesn't usually happen. It's not a time of the month thing. Um, but I've gained like a couple pounds. Like I'm not huge. Like I can't be more than 105. But I gotta get a handle on that. So yeah, if the 600-pound life people will knock on my door, haha. All right, all right. So yeah, Runaway Train from 1985, starring John Voight. It also has Eric Roberts, it has Rebecca De Mornay. It has some other folks in there that you may recognize. Jenna, oh yeah, right. I heard that line from Tommy Boy. I can actually hear you getting fatter. Yeah. Shut up. I'm glad I took that personally. um, okay, right away, this is an MGM film. The Cannon Group, LOL, dick joke. So right away, we're off to a good start. I have no pen. Oh my God, stop the show. I can't remember what I just said. Composer is Trevor Jones. Now, I recognize this name, but did not exactly recall what I've seen him, like what I've heard him compose. So I looked at him dub real quick. Like he's been around. He did the score for Merlin. I do want us to watch that. It's on Tubi. It's a two-parter though. I don't know if folks will have the patience for it, but that is something you do need to see to live in these times. He's done other films too. You can go to MDub right now, scroll around, like you'll see like a few things that he's done that you will recognize. So he's been around for a minute. Right away, we open. It's a snowy scene. It's the Stonehaven prison in Alaska. So shout out to Lisa Gray. Oh, Bill Cooper said that's great, Nikki. Chris Farley was at his peak filming that. I am, in my honest opinion, I think so. I think he was. He was really happy with that film. He was really proud. When he was doing press for like Black Sheep, he was kind of bummed out. Arden loved Merlin. Oh my God, Merlin is so good. Merlin is so good. So many good actors. So many good actors. Holy shit. How did they like how the I don't even know it. Oh, okay, just never mind, never mind. It's good, just watch it. Anyway, go inside the prison. There's like a boxing ring in the background. Nobody's using it, but it's like a couple of fellas and they've got a TV set up. You know, it's 1985, the big boxy TV on like the cart you had to wheel out. So it like for me, that's how we had to watch movies in school. Uh but there's this, broadcaster lady talking about this Manny such and such. I forget if they said his last name, but this dude has been locked in the hole 3 years solid, has not been let out. Went to court over it, finally won his case after 3 solid years in solitary. This dude's getting out. And this other guy hears it, and he's just happy as shit. We find out later his name is Buck. This is Eric Roberts. His character has some kind of southern accent. I really couldn't place, like like Louisiana, Georgia. I don't know, just southern. I don't know if that's the way he really speaks. That's why I bring it up. But dude is so friggin' happy. He runs into this other room. He starts banging on it. It's like like you have to, everything's behind gates and all that stuff. Dude's banging on the gate, yelling at this dude Rogers, like, "Hey Rogers, put this on the speakers, man. Let everybody hear it." Just yelling at the dude to like just play this broadcast so the whole prison can hear it. Guy's like, "Man, fuck you, get out of here." He's like, "Come on, man, just play it, just do it, man, do it, just this once." I was like, "All right, fine, I'll let everybody hear it." Turns on all the switches, broadcasts it. Everybody in the prison can hear it. They're happy as shit. They're throwing stuff. There's paper, there's clothes flying. Everybody's screaming and happy. Just over the friggin' moon about it. They said he was welded in his cell. Specifically, they say that like twice. It's like now legally you can't weld a person into a place like medically. What if he falls out? What if there's a fire? So I'm like, what kind of video game comic book world is this where like somebody's welded into a cell, but it's that they're just being dramatic. And eventually everybody, again, they're throwing paper, they're throwing clothing. Eventually stuff's on fire, they're throwing it down. It's like so many tiers high, so you just see fire raining down. Everybody's happy about it though. At least the prisoners are. And there's Eric Roberts, sorry, Buck, and he climbs up onto the second, tier, and he pulls himself up, looks inside this other dude's cell. Guy's in the middle of shaving his head. It's like, Jonah, you hear this shit? Dude's getting out. He's getting out. Just so happy about it. Jonah's like, cool. Goes back shaving his head. Just, it's so well to him. Then you see the guards, like they're banging on the door. There's Rogers and they're playing the broadcast. They're banging on the door, and he's just sitting back listening, like he like lock in at the radio station, giving me those kind of vibes. That never happened in my lifetime, but I've heard about those things. And then people are like breaking windows too. Like they're just so happy they've got to break stuff. It's like a metal concert. Then they start playing a song or singing a song. I don't know that song, but it's familiar to me. That was so weird. Yeah, we owe you. Bill Cooper said he couldn't place that accent either. Like I know it's a real accent. Like just thinking about it now, I want to say it was sort of like John Goodman in Oh Brother Where Art Thou? But I haven't seen that movie in a while. And I haven't seen Runaway Train since yesterday. That's like 2 days ago for me. So yeah, then it cuts to, here's the warden guy. That's who it must be because he's got his little bodyguards walking with him. And he's going down, walking past all these cells. Everybody's got their mirror up to see what's going on. Dude walks down to the end of the aisle, opens a door, and that's where dude is. He's doing push-ups. He's not paying attention. Guy's like, Manny. That's his name, and he's just doing his push-ups. Has to get it his however many reps. Gets done, stands up. That's John Voight. I don't know if we get any other name for him other than Manny, but that's okay. We really don't need it. And dude is just it made me think, honestly, it made me think of in Terminator 2 when we first see Sarah Connor for the first time, and she's just doing the pull-ups, just staying buff because she's gonna kick ass and get out of there. Like keep that in mind. Like that's what I had in the back of my head. Sort of put a pin in that. And he's kind of talking back and forth with the warden guy. His name is Rankin. Actor is John P. Ryan. I can't say I've really seen him in anything else off of the top of my head, but that's the warden guy. He thinks he's, like think of Shawshank, the guy running, with the glasses, that guy, except less nerdy. And he's just talking shit at Manny, like something about like, why don't I keep you in there? And he's like, yeah, why don't you step in here one on one? If you're so bad. He's like, oh, I won't touch scum like you. Just like talking their shit back and forth because they, can. Like yeah, well, we'll let you out, but you'll be right back in here, whatever. And so he's like turning around to walk back to his office, and then you hear somebody like just yell something like, hey, something about Rankin's mom. Just make some kind of crude, joke. And guy has to turn around all posh, and he's just let you know what kind of guy this this guy is. Like these guys are already locked up, and he's got to like turn around and insult them, and he's just calling them. He's just calling them like just pieces of shit. He's like, you guys are no good to anyone, not even yourselves. It's like fuck you, man. Just go back to your fucking office. Just take the shit. Fuck you. just fuck you, man. Just fuck you. One of these type of jerks. Get him off the screen. But next we see it's this is anytime they're outside, it's always like there's no sun, but it's always like dusk. It's like twilight. Like maybe the sun's just come up, maybe it's just about to set, but like it's never fully dark, it's never fully bright. It's like the sun is setting and it's like 4:30 p.m. in the winter time, like that kind of look. It's very The Long Dark, which I have brought up before. It's a real game now. I saw Grace Still play it. That's the one when you're in Canada and it's like 40 below and bears and wolves are trying to eat your ass. But Manny's out in just the yard, but you know it's Alaska, so it's just nothing but like they're wearing like their regular prison clothes and there's snow everywhere, so you know these guys are cold as hell. But he's got like these a bed roll, like the crappy little thin mattress, just carrying it to like his proper cell. He runs into Jonah, and I guess like they're like buddies. Like, hey man, I haven't seen you in forever. What have you been up to the last 3 years? Like, oh, I just went out and caught a 30 years for bank robbery. It's like, oh, well, I'm glad glad you stayed busy. Glad you're still here. Hug or something. So good, they're friends. Now we switch over. We're back into that first room we saw with the boxing ring, except everybody's in there. Lights are on. There's a boxing match going on, and it's these. It took a minute to like find out who was really boxing who. Like, first of all, there's like this old guy playing on his harmonica the whole time, so that like this like old like country like oh Susanna type of song. Big fat guy has a shirt. All it says on it is "eat shit." Big guy too. That was too funny. And then they got to have the William Bill Cooper. I'm loving this review. Thank you. It's like the token gay. He's got like the sign like round 10 or whatever, doing a swishy little gay walk because if they don't have proper girls in jail, they shouldn't. And but the two people fighting are, one of them is Buck, and then he's fighting this other dude who's like just a few inches shorter, like Mexican, Hispanic, but you really can't get a good look at him because there's really all this action. And like at one point, like they're topless, like they're wearing shorts, boxers, shorts, pants, whatever, but like no shirts. And then like you can see this other shorter guy, and it looks like the top of like a lady's head on his chest, and he kind of like falls backwards. You can see more of his chest. I'm like, holy shit, is that Danny Trejo? Pulled out my phone real quick. I'm looking up this movie fast as fuck, scrolling down. It is Danny Trejo. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who else is like has that specific tattoo on their chest? And he is like, whenever you see him, like, because you'd think he was taller, but then you see him in groups of folks. Like, I'm not calling him short. He's just a little bit shorter than the people he hangs out with. So that is him. Like, holy shit, good for you. And I think that's like maybe the only scene he's in. So good for you, get your foot in the door. But Buck wins the fight, and so he's in the middle of the ring. He's happy. He's looking around. Everybody's cheering, all this stuff. Looks over at Manny, and he sees some dude walking up behind Manny, and it's kind of too far away to do anything. But what it is, it's some older type, not like old man, but just older than Manny. He's got some like kind of gray curly hair, white dude. Anyway, kind of turns him around, and he's got just probably a shiv. He goes to stab him, but he gets him in the arm. And then Manny kind of turns around fully, like his back is against the ring. And then the guy goes to stab him again, and he gets him like right in the palm, like Stigmata style. I'm like thinking, oh fuck, left hand. I'm assuming he's right hand, and that still sucks. So that's fucked up. But like this, he's not going down without a fight. So what does he do? Like he gets the guy off him. At one point, there's just like a regular ass stool there. Like picks it up with one hand, swings it at him, and like kind of catches him with the like the seat part of it. So dude stumbles back. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Drops the shift. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Manny. I'm sorry. Rankin put me up to it. I'm sorry. So like okay. So now he's got two people to be pissed off at. Yeah. So it's a lot happens in a very short span of time. I'm really slowing down the action here, but as the dude's trying to say, I'm sorry, he doesn't have the shiv anymore, and he's backing up, Manny, Rankin made him do it. It's like, oh, you want me dead? You want me dead? Manny's always good for talking shit. Something goes off, this dude just starts talking a line of shit and will not stop. It's great. It's like, oh, you want me dead? You want to fuck with me? You want my blood? Flings his hand at him. Blood gets all over the dude everywhere. There's my blood. You want it? There the fuck it is, and he's getting closer to this dude. And these other guys are like holding back Manny, so he starts yelling at Rank. He's like, "You want me dead? I'm right here, right fucking here. Here's your chance." Like they got their shotguns up there; they could shoot him anytime they wanted to, and he's right about that. Eventually, they do start shooting down to break it up, but like they don't show them hitting anybody. I don't know exactly how Ricochet works with weapons like that, but it's neither. We're thinking too much about it, and it does sound dubbed when John Voight is yelling up at the other actors. That all sounds dubbed, like there's background noise to it. Maybe it just I don't know. It just sounds dubbed to me. But he's yelling up at Rankin like, "Shoot me! I'm right here, you motherfucker!" Just saying everything to try to piss the guy off. But Rankin's kind of like not falling for it. He's just kind of ha ha smug. Sorry, just checking my battery power. Let's plug it in. Please don't freeze. Might be some lag. And as all this is going on, there's all the, Manny's being held back. There's that other guy. We've already forgotten about him, the original guy with the shiv. Well, somebody didn't forget about him. Jonah didn't. So Jonah walks up behind curly-haired guy, turns him around. He turns him around with his right hand, and he stabs him lefty. So I didn't notice which side he was shaving his head with before, but apparently he's left-handed. So he stabs this dude in the stomach a few times. So this guy's fucked up. And the guards pull back Jonah, and next he's down on the ground. They're beating him with the billy clubs. And as the guy is sitting there stabbed in the stomach and they're holding back Manny kicks out his leg, hits that guy in the face. So while he's got, holes in his stomach, now he's just been kicked in the face. Dude falls over. I think that's the last time we see him. Manny don't fucking play. Do not start with that man because he will finish it. Ugh. Yeah, and then that's kind of where the fight, ends. Everybody's, drug away. It's just a bad day for at least one of those guys. No, actually, because Jonah got beat up pretty bad, and then pardon me for putting on makeup, and then the curly-haired guy probably didn't get back up, and then Manny's got the fucked up hand, and he was stabbed in the arm. Could have been worse though. But then we see it's like the prison infirmary, so it's just a room full of beds. But at the very end of the room, like where there must be the window there's like a cell with a bed in it. So if you're really bad and you're really hurt, that's where you go. That's where they've got Jonah. This motherfucker's head is in traction. That's how bad they beat this man up. Fucking hell. Like, why is he like that? Like, his head's in goddamn traction. Holy shit. I mean, he's alive. Good. It's fine by me. But what it is, this other guard sort of wheeled Manny in to go see Jonah because that's his friend. And Manny's like, yeah, I'm getting out of here, man. You want to come with me? Jonah's like, dude, it is 30 below zero out there. You're not gonna get out of here for nothing. But go for it if you want, cause I'm not going with you. I've run shit around here. I'm kind of a big deal. I just really can't take all these beatings that I've been getting, but I'm good here. More power to you. I'm gonna miss you. So he just kind of tells his friend no, he's good where he is. And Manny's like, kind of like, oh, okay, it is what it is. And then Jonah says, don't let him ice you. It's bad for morale. Everybody in this prison looks up to Manny because he's just been, like in everybody's face, like just being so defiant, like taking those 3 years of solitary, not being a bitch about it. So it's, if people hear he escaped and died, they're going to get bummed out. You can't bum people out like that. Come on. You're a known character around here. But that's just how it is. Like, oh, hey, a guard's coming. They, like, wheel him back out. I guess they're not supposed to talk to each other. Just a second here. Nose is a bit drippy. How many notes did I take for this? Like 7.5. Well, like the 8th page is a half a page. Damn, what the hell? This is like a movie that's maybe an hour and 15 minutes long. Okay. Whole new scene now. Now it's Buck is the, like, I guess, like the laundry guys, like this big old, like, it comes up to like maybe about here, just pushing him along. Oh, what's up, Steve King? Glad you made it. Just pushing it along. Got all this fucking laundry for these convicts. Kind of. Do you ever see Quills? This isn't like that. Uh, but what it is, Buck is just, he's got like a little bit of laundry in this, bin. We only Bill Cooper 7 pages, damn. Because I think like the last movie I wrote like 7 or 8 pages. Like these are 2-hour long movies. What the hell am I writing? But Buck just sort of like rolls like the bin up to this door, and then Manny kind of just like slips out, like, "Hey, cool, thanks for helping me." Like gets in, like piles some clothes on top of him. So there's Buck just pushing this heavy, hampered bin of laundry along. And then there's this, guard guy. Oh, hey, Jackson, just got some laundry here. Jackson unlocking the door so we can get over to the elevator. Actually, inside the elevator, it's kind of like spacey. Like there's like a chair in there and like a stack of magazines, maybe about 1.5 feet tall, like very neatly stacked. I'm like, okay, maybe because that's noticeable, it's going to come up later. Because that's how movies work. And so, like, they're in the elevator, they're going up a little ways, and Buck's like, "Hey, man, I'll hook you up. Check it out." Reaches inside, pulls out these shoes. They look like Adidas to me. They're kind of like high top Adidas, like when they kind of like go up the ankle a little ways, like very out of style now, but they must have been very in style at the time. He's like, "Hey, man, I got these for you. $80. I wouldn't give that price to anybody." The guard's like, "Man, I don't got $80. Like, how about we put you on the plan where you just pay me back whenever you can pay me back?" I was like, "Oh, cool." Like, yeah. It's, he's like, what the hell is a convict going to do to you? But as they're like slowly going up the elevator, there's suddenly nothing to say, and it's getting really quiet, and Buck's getting a little bit nervous and a little bit glancy, and then the guard's kind of noticing he's getting a little bit nervous and kind of glancy. And then Buck kind of looks over at that stack of magazines, and it's like the first one's sort of folded back. You can see what's inside. It's a porno mag, so you can see like that, I don't know, like a leg or something like that. It's like, "Oh, hey, is that Miss So and So from 1984, whatever?" So just like talking about like the porn mag, like, "Yeah, it sure is. She's hot." All this kind of stuff just to distract him from the bin. It's like, "Oh man, yeah, that's cool. Well, okay, thanks, bye." Gets off the elevator, rolls on out. He's got to like roll this cart through like the snow outside, probably to another building. So as he's outside, no coat, just regular clothes. They get to I don't know where, if it's like a door or some place where Manny can sneak out from. So it's like, "Hey, here's your stop." Manny gets out, like, "Hey, cool, bye, see ya." Buck's like, "Take me with you." Manny doesn't say anything. He's already gone. Buck's kind of looking around. It's like, I'm going. Fuck this. Dude, fuck this. Dude, fuck this. So he just goes. Nobody asked him to. He just left. So then they're inside this building. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'll tell you what happened. I just don't know why it happened. Now, this film does not exactly have like full on nudity, like you say, like with the porn mags, like like say a girl's got, like, you're not just gonna see TNA, like she might have a skimpy bikini on or something like that. So it's not like the kids are gonna walk in and watch the scene in this movie and be like, "What's that, mommy?" So it's not like gratuitous sexual shots, but this is like as nudity as it gets, because we see it's lit in an interesting way. You don't see anything. It's John Boy, like he's completely nude, like his pants or everything are like when you wear a snowsuit, you got it down around your ankles. It's like that, and he's squatting down. You can see him from the side, and he's like rubbing something all over his body. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe is this like a fetish thing? I don't know what's going on. He's been locked up for 3 years. He's probably a little bit crazy. I'll let him have it. But he's rubbing grease all over his body, and then Eric Roberts does it too. And then he takes like saran wrap, like plastic wrap, and like wraps around like his chest and his arms and all this, and then like puts his clothes back on. That never happened in the Long Dark. Um, that never happened in the Edge, so or Alive. So I don't know what that it does that like keep the cold off of you better. Um, maybe it's because of what happens next. I have not done these things. I have not seen them in video games, but I'll explain it. Then maybe you can tell me if it makes sense or not. So the next thing you see, they're going down a drain, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style, and they're in like a proper sewer drain. Like there's like liquid up to their waist, and all Buck does the whole time is complain. He's complaining about the smell, and Manny's like, "Well, if you're gonna get sick, this is the place to do it." But like, if it smells so bad, shut your mouth. Stop complaining about it. But he just like the whole time, this dude is just bitching and moaning. And like, there's rats. It's just it's we can't smell it, so it's fine. But they go along so far. They get to like like the bars, and what Manny has is just a car jack. He's got it in sideways, so like as it slowly expands open, it like stretches the bars so he can get through. It's like, oh, nifty. I never thought to turn it sideways. Where was he hiding that? But anyway, maybe he found it. I hope he found it and he wasn't hiding it. So, like, does like the grease and the saran wrap, does that like keep you warm? Does it keep like the filth off of you? And any mention of them getting filthy is like, oh, you can rinse it off. It's fine. So I don't know what that was about, but that it happened. But they get on the other side of those bars, and like there must be just like a pipe that's just at an angle so much they just slip right the fuck out. Like they had a flashlight, they dropped it, slow motion falling out of this pipe, and they fall into some water, and that would be fine, except everything that is not water is snow. So I'm like, oh shit, that has got to be so fucking like that would kill you. Holy shit, what is the temperature out there? But they get out and they just start walking. What else can you do? Now cut back to the prison. It's just like before with all the rioting, except like there's fire everywhere. There's like stuff falling down on fire, people screaming, stuff being broken. But they're all Manny, Manny. Everybody knows he broke out, and they're happy as fuck about it. And I would be too. So good for them. I'm sure the guards are totally pissed off. Rankin's like, that son of a bitch, he did it. But then he wants to catch Manny, and he's like, wait, no, let me do it. I want both those motherfuckers. He's, gonna get, kill Buck too, just for, being there. One of these kind of psychos. Yeah, this is very The Long Dark. That's when I wrote it down. And we're still it's still Buck complaining, but he kind of has a reason to. I didn't realize this before. The man has no shoes. They've been walking through all this snow and shit, absolutely no shoes. So he has a reason to be complain. So shoes, Kelly shoes reference. Let's get some shoes. But they come to a train yard, and they trains going by, so like moving along with it. They get into this I think it's called a switch house. It's just like there's a heater inside, so dude gets his feet up by it, and then there's like some lockers with some personal stuff. And while dude is like warming his feet, Manny's over here. He's pulling on clothes that are like a helmet and a vest that's like the bright hunter yellow, like, so he's sort of like dressing himself up like an employee. If somebody were to glance at him, he just looks like he works on the train yard, versus Buck, who's just wearing, like, he's got pants, he's got like a regular shirt, probably like a sweater. He finds like another sweater to put on, but he just looks like a regular guy, not like an employee anywhere. He just looks like a dude. And they get inside, there's like this really low bench, so they push that against the door so nobody can just jam it, or not jam it, but like shove it in, like walk in. It looks like a heavy ass bench. And like Buck starts beating on one of the lockers. Mandy's like, hey, shut up. Buck's like, they're not gonna hear it. Mandy's like, well, just shut up anyway. He's like, I need some fucking shoes, dude. So it's like, I understand that. So, he finally, like, he breaks open, I don't know if it was one or two, but he gets one open. He does find that sweater. He does eventually find some shoes, and he's looking for some socks, too. But so he does get his feet taken care of. Good, because if not, I was going to start worrying about that personally. And, again, everybody looks up to Manny, so of course Buck does, a little bit too. Well, your girl Cooper, yeah, where was he hiding that? I just thought of that just now too. I'm like, wait, I didn't think about that at the time, but did you walk out with that or did you find it? Where did you find it? Yeah, Buck's talking about, yeah, like two other people broke out of that prison before, and you got them beat 3 times because Manny tried to break out twice before. That's why he was in solitary. So, like, this is the third time he's broken out. Yeah, there we go. And then that's when they break into the locker. They found Buck finds that sweater to put on, and then he finds his shoes. They find liquor too, like a little like bottle of liquor. I don't know exactly what that's called. You can fit it in your pocket, one of those. Not like a full ass bottle, but one of those they find. I don't know if they say like if it's like whiskey or anything. Like just looks like some brown liquor. They just got out of prison. I'm sure they're not choosy. But as they're doing this, then there's some motherfuckers knocking on the door, and they're like, "Oh shit!" They're trying to like hide away from the window. Like, do you think they saw us? What do we do? But those guys, they were knocking on the doors. It's like they went to like go get help. So like these guys are able to sneak out. And as our guys sneak out, you can see that Buck left behind like his prison like shirt. You know how it's got like the numbers spray painted on the back as prison numbers. So like that's just there. So they're gonna know prisoners were in there. And now you have never heard the music in this movie sound more 80s. If you had no idea when this film was shot, you would know right now. It's like 80s music or like an early 90s video game, like Final Fight 2 or something. It makes me think of. Now this is a really cool shot because they're outside now. They're Manny wants to steal a train, just because he can. Everybody wants to steal a train. So this is the cool shot at, again, it's always this like twilight, sun's still up somewhere. You can see just fine, but there's no direct light coming from anywhere. There's this steam coming from somewhere, and like through the steam, like this train emerges. It's like, it's almost like the scene where like the guy sees the girl that he loves. Like this is as close as we're going to get to that in this movie. He sees the train. That's what he wants. It's a cool shot of it. I don't know exactly why that won. He just must know his trains. But and then as they're sneaking over, I didn't catch this before. And he must have just found it. But Buck is wearing a fanny pack. Ew. I thought that was a '90s thing. I didn't realize they had them in the '80s. That kind of makes me sad now. In Scotland, a fanny pack is just a good night out. I realize that joke only works if you know UK slang. That's okay. So they sneak onto this train. At first, I thought they were just straight up stealing it, but I was a little bit too ambitious. They're just stowing away on it. It's like they get inside this little area, and then there's like this little like let me like a service door with like stuff, and they just like hide in there. There's like a little vent, and they just hide in there. Just wait. Sorry, just make just a little service area. Just reading what I just said. I should say now there is a video game like this. It might just be called Train Simulator, and again, this is something I've seen Grace Still Plays play, but it's a game that is like it's like so excruciatingly accurate just operating trains, because you don't just turn the key and it goes. Like, you've got to go through this whole series of switches in the correct order, or your train will just not move. And then, like, you cannot speed or you get in trouble. It's like being a train driver in real life, but like it's very well like animated. It's very realistic. So it sort of made me think of that, just with like danger involved. And this whole time, like whenever there's a time to just like chime in with something to say, Buck has his mouth open. This dude is the chattiest motherfucker to ever escape from prison, ever. Like, I kind of want to go back and watch The Rock. Like, did Sean Connery talk that much in that movie when he broke out of Alcatraz? Sorry if I spoiled a movie that's like 20 or 30 years old, but like, people are not supposed to know we're here. Shut up. But no, that this guy just always this running commentary the whole time. So, like, thankfully there are not other people around, or they would have been caught by now. So that's yeah. And he never tells him to shut up exactly. Too. It just he just talks the whole time. So very soon after they get started, they show the train conductor guy, and he's just falling out. He's grabbing his chest. He can't stand up straight. He's holding onto the wall. And then he finally reaches over, he pulls something. You realize it's the brake, because then we see sparks flying out the back of the train. But this dude, like he must be having a heart attack. Something's going wrong with him. He's seriously falling out. And he finally kind of stumbles to the door. He gets it open. He's real shaky. And he's kind of doubling over. And this is right when they're going by, like another train station. Like, there's actually people outside. So, like, they see this guy stepped outside of his train, and he's doubled over, and he just falls off of it. He doesn't get run over, falls off, out of the way, but he just fell out. Sparks going by, the train's going by real fast. Holy shit, what the hell's going on with this guy? Uh, yeah, now they've got a runaway train. I don't know if they exactly say runaway train in this movie. Like, maybe they say it later on. But they show this guy. I never caught the guy, like the character's name, but he's got a cool hat and a cigar. Like, we see him a few times. That's just a guy who like seems to work for the train station, some kind of supervisor type of guy. So something like that. It's not quite that important. A guy was there to see a thing. So now we jump to it. It's this office, and like first of all, like this one dude is looking at, again, it's like a girly magazine, but this chick is not naked. She's just like a girl in a skimpy bikini, and he's like, just looking at her. And the phone rings, so he hollers at the girl across the way, and she's already got a ton of makeup on, and she's just like steadily putting on more. He's like, you're pretty enough. Like, answer the damn phone, woman. And she's looking at him like, you can't do it. Like, you're doing something so damn important. 80s as hell, like with the head wrap that comes up front, like pleated skirts, like very of her time. But yeah, it was the train where the guy fell out that was on track 11. And so they have to call this dude who's gonna save the day. This guy, the character's name is Frank, no last name. He's like the Ed Harris from Apollo 13 of trains. I know that's a really specific reference. If you haven't seen that movie, see that movie. James Horner, Gary Sinise. And I'm no Tom Hanks fan at all. I know exactly. I will avoid, like, it almost ruins Forrest. Like, I will sit through Forrest Gump again. Again, Gary Sinise. But I realize it's a Tom Hanks film. I just gave you 2 reasons why that doesn't matter. And this is another. This kind of just didn't make sense. But it was like the guy with the hat and the cigar. He's outside. Like, the train goes by, but there's like something must have flown off, because here's all this snow, but there's like a pit in the snow with steam coming off of it because something just flew off of this train. Guy reaches in with his bare hand, touches it, And he's like, ah, touch it with your bare hand, dumbass. You didn't have a glove. Oh yeah, Zora, take it easy. Said I'm ducking out. I'm with you till the wheels roll off, Manny. Right, right. Oh, what's up, Beach Chap? Glad you made it. But yeah, this train just go like because the guy, the conductor pulled the brakes before he fell out. That was not good enough. Now the brakes have just blown off this friggin' train. It is completely out of control. But like the guys, like our guys on the train must not, still not realize there's any kind of issue because trains just go fast. Ed Bulk's sitting there. He's talking about I'm proud to be your partner, Manny. We're free. And Manny's like, I don't give a fuck about that. We're not partners, man. And he's like, I'm at war with everybody, like the whole world, and you'll only get hurt. And he's like, and besides, I don't want to be like pals with I don't know, like I didn't exactly quite catch the exact word that he said. Like I think he called him a rapo. Um, but like the way he react, like what he's talking about. He's like, what? What? I ain't no rapo, man. Don't you call me that? He's like, everybody knows you were locked up for just rape. And the guy's like, man, that was just statutory because she was 15 and I was older. Yeah, that's not cool, man. We don't condone that. You don't be all like Pepe Le Pew with the pussy, man. That's not cool. She's 15, but we're not here about that. Like I already had like he already gave me a weird vibe, and then that happened. I'm like, that's what it is. Okay, okay. Like the creepiness makes like I don't know much about Eric Roberts in his real life, so I couldn't say what kind of person he is, but just like character, like that's what that is. If he's played him like low key creepy, I picked it up then. We cut back to the office, and then there's a Frank, yeah, train Frank, talking about how this train is just gaining speed, like the throttle is wide open, so all he can really do is just like because they got this whole big computer system, what were computer systems like in 1985, but they got this whole computer system and all he can do is just divert other trains off of the main track. That's it. So he's just got to stay ahead of every single stop and know where everybody is and not kill anybody. So this guy's having a stressful day. B Chap said, sorry, late. The TV started blinking red light, emitting diode light. So I had to buy a smart TV in brand new condition. Oof, man, that was me last year. Hopefully you just have to buy one and not like 5 or 6 or 7 of them and then have to return them in the course of 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, check out my May videos for that. That was fun. So now we're in a new shop. This is a totally new scene where we're outside. We can see a helicopter and like all the outside. Like it's not just like snow. Like you cannot walk on this. This is like just jagged piece of just like ice and snow just coming up from the ground. Who knows how many hundreds of feet. Getting Great Glacier vibes from Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if it's like the first time you go up there or the second time though. That's the one thing I'm not can't quite recall. But just Great Glacier. It's very very Alaska. And they get the idea to it's like because they're just like over blank space. It's like people can't walk out here. They wouldn't be this far. That's what the guy the pilot's saying. And then Rankin's in there. It's like well let's check the highways. He's like I know Manny would do what Rankin like himself would do. So like he's thinking he's on like the same mental level as Manny. It's very weird how he's like thinks he's like above all of these other convicts, but somehow this one guy is on his level and he's gonna take him down. Like why are you so obsessed with this dude, man? But we cut back to the train. And Buck's talking about how Manny knocked off a bank in Reno for $2 million. And like that's what he wants to do. He wants to rob a bank and go to Mardi Gras and go to Vegas and like put some money and like pick up a whole bunch of girls and just live high off the hog. Man, he's like, what you should do? And just go get yourself a regular ass job and hold on to it. And he just starts going the fuck off. Like this man has like he's either like 100% chill or 100% not, and there's nothing in between. Like he's either going with the flow and getting with it and making stuff happening, or it's time to fight. He's like, no, what you got to do is get a job and hold that job down and work it every day. He's like, you got to fight the urge to smash your boss in the face and just suck it up and do whatever you're told to do, clean whatever you're told to clean up for that fucking paycheck at the end of the week. And if you can do that, you'll be a king. And Buck's like, I'd rather be in jail than do all that. And he's like, yeah, I can't do it either. Like, you just jumped into shit, told him to get a job. You can't even get one yourself. Like, I wouldn't do that either, man. I don't know what. This is great advice. Hold on. And that's when I noticed, like, it's always twilight, dusk, area. Beach App, this is Runaway Train from 1985. Has John Voight as the main star. It also has Eric Roberts. It has Rebecca De Mornay. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So now we're back in the office. Somebody's on the phone with this guy, Frank, Train Frank. Train number 12, yes, like, why did you have us stop? And he's, told him why. It's like, well, we got this train barreling away, however, like 70 miles an hour. So we sort of need you to get the hell out of the way. I did notice the Coke product placement there in that scene. So what it is, they got to get number 12. It's got to move off of the main line because here comes our guys on their train just plowing full steam ahead. And they're like, you can tell, like, I'm like, they're not going to get out of the way fast enough because they're like slowly moving. You can slowly see it pulling away. And I'm waiting to see the end of that little bit there, but you never do. And it's like, like, there's going to be a crash. Where are they? Like, I didn't know exactly where they were in the train. I didn't know if they were in the front, the back, middle, whatever. So I was worried for our guys. And they don't get 12 out of the way in time. It's you see like the last guy on the caboose like jump off out of the way, and it just like the last like maybe three, like the caboose and maybe like the two cars before it just get fucked up. They're just gone. It's almost like watching wooden trains explode. They're fucked. But our guys are fine. They're like just rattle up a bit inside, and they just keep going. It's like nothing happened, nothing blew up. They're just rattled around a little bit, and that's when they start to get suspicious. They're like, "Wait a minute, hold on. If where's there? If there was a conductor, he would have blown the whistle. There was no whistle before that. Before we just hit those motherfuckers." I don't think there's a conductor on this train. And then Buck says, he said, man, engineers do not just croak. But then he thinks like, well, okay, maybe there is nobody on the train. We have to let people know we're here. So Buck goes to reach to like pull like the cord to pull the whistle. Manny stops him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because, yeah, like you stop them, they get found, they go back to prison. I get Manny's thinking. Like, it's like, man, I just wanted to pull that train whistle. I didn't know if it would work. Everybody wants to pull the train whistle. You've seen the third Back to the Future. That's why I was digging this so much. I've always loved the third Back to the Future. LB Chap said, cool, but likely Google search or possibly good, lucky enough with YouTube video. I did find this on Tubi. Oh, that's I believe it's still like like it's not going away at the end of this month, so you can, still watch it in April. I think my voice just cracked. Maybe my balls dropped. But yeah, jump back to that switch yard. I guess they did find those prisoner clothes in the switch yard. They're telling Rankin this, but Rankin wants to just have fun. That's just the way he puts it. When did Girls Just Want to Have Fun come out? I should have known that before this. I could have made a joke. That's okay. We're back on the train now, and Buck is just figuring, well, there's no conductor. We're going, hundreds of miles an hour down this train track. I don't want to die like this. I think I'm going to jump. And Manny's like, no, you're not going to jump out here. You're going to break your fucking neck. Don't do that. Get back here. The fight breaks out. One wants to jump, one wants to stay. They start fighting, and then Manny gets this like big ass wrench, like those long ass fucking wrenches you have to use because it's a train, it's not just like a car. He gets one of those. Oh no, they don't fight here. I'm sorry. No. Yeah, Manny does have that big ass wrench, but he gives Buck just a shiv or a screwdriver, something like that. Might have been a screwdriver. It's something small like that. But no, they're not fighting. They are thinking that they are gonna, jump off before this thing just starts getting too much faster. Now we get this new guy coming in. He must be that Frank guy's boss. He's a fella, Mr. McDonald. I would just ended up calling him McDonald all the way through. Nothing to do with the restaurant. But they tell him that number 12 train got fucked up. That this is when we find out that the McDonald comes in and tells us the engineer did have a heart attack, and I guess he did die. It's RIP to that guy. And the train is now at 70 miles an hour. And then McDonald just starts giving Frank a hard time. He's like, we spent $4.5 million on this fucking system that you wanted. And now you got this runaway train. How are you going to stop it? And Frank's like, no, it's okay. It's like all that happened was that collision just fucked up all the connections. I'll get it straightened out. It's going to be fine. And goddamn it, Dave, get us some coffee. Yelling at the black guy. And that's what I was going to look up. Okay, here we go. I didn't look it up at the time. We're going to go to our currency calculator. Okay, 4.5 million. How many zeros is that? Okay. $4.5 million in 1985 is $13,285,497.21. So you spend over $13 million and you can't even control your trains. What the fuck are you doing, Frank? But the problem now is that this train, it keeps building speed. Oh. Beach Chap said, you caught a plane to you caught a plane to the United States of America to the California Los Angeles airport. Early April Fool's morning prank joke. Sorry, couldn't help myself. I actually think April Fool's falls on a Tuesday this year. It is. April 1st is a Tuesday because Monday Frank is off. Our Frank is off. Tuesday he'll be back in, but then April 2nd is his birthday. That's a Wednesday. He'll be off. Yeah, the problem is this train, again, it's going 70 miles an hour. It's not going to lose any speed. And they figure by the time it gets up to this bridge coming up that can really only handle about 50 miles an hour going across it, they figure by the time our train gets there, it's going to be going 90. That's going to be a bad time for everybody. So McDonald's just like, fuck it. Derail it. There's nobody on it. Now we jump to, this is just like some random dude out in like the field by like the train tracks. It's like inside of a truck. You can hear somebody calling for somebody named Jordan. And it's this old guy. Like it's probably a guy I've seen in other movies before. He's got a great old guy face. But he's like, yeah, this is Jordan, the signal maintainer 40. And McDonald gets on the phone, or he has the authority to tell this guy. He's like, yeah, go up to the switch and do that. We're going to derail this motherfucker. Jordan's like, okay. So he wanders on out of his truck. He's got to walk across the ways, a little ways, and actually pull the switch to, make the train track switch over. Then, how did that happen? Yeah, our guys are, like they're ready to jump. So they go outside, they step outside, they hear the train whistle blow. So then they go back inside. And Buck's like, I knew there was a conductor. Motherfucker, no, you didn't. So, okay, so there's like at least one other person on that train. We cut back to Jordan. He's sitting in his truck and he's got his, his thermos. He's got like the lid there. He's pouring his coffee. He's waiting to watch this wreck. It's like, was it Crash, Texas? It's like that, except it's just one train. But as he's sitting there waiting, he's on the phone or the radio, walkie-talkie, whatever it is. He's like, yeah, I got the track switch, but I just want to let you know I heard the train whistle. And that's when they realize, holy, there's people on this thing. Holy shit! Now we can't derail it. We can't kill people. Like they don't react that way, but you can't just be murdering people. No, that's not cool. So like, okay, great explosion. That shit, there's people there. So you know what? Now you gotta go save a life. This is the first time we really see the front of the train since it smashed into the back of the other one. And this train front is fucked. It doesn't even look like a train. It's sort of like this jagged, angled thing, and just like everything on front, it's just mangled metal, twisted steel, just black. It's not on fire or smoking or nothing like that. It just does not resemble a train in any, like nothing on top, maybe just the wheels. It is fucked up. And then just right in the nick of time, that's when Jordan gets across the way, pulls the thing, tracks switches so our guys can keep going and, not get derailed. And as they're going by, that's when our, Jordan looks up and he sees that there are like actual, alive people. Like, I think he sees at least two of them. Or like we can tell there's at least two people out there because like they just show it going by just that fast. And then, jump back to the office. Everybody's happy, congratulations. Like, okay, on to the next problem because, there's more track coming ahead, so they can't sit there and celebrate too long. But as they're kind of like just sitting there, just kind of like, I don't know, realizing just there's another person around. Man, he's just kind of looking outside and you can just looking out the window and you see somebody moving. And at first I'm thinking it's a zombie because I've just watched so much Walking Dead. You see somebody like stumbling and moving around and you can't see their face. And in my experience, that's going to be a zombie. Not thinking that they're probably slower in the snow. But like holy shit, like there's another person here. At first I'm thinking, where do they come from? Do they like jump on from somewhere? That wouldn't make sense. And then I kind of like realized, oh, they must be further up. They didn't just like a reverse rapture and just end up on this train. I doubt it works that way. But they're like, hey man, he's like, hey, if this person is trying to come in here and stop us, he's like, I'm gonna knock him out. And Buck's like, are you gonna kill him? Like, not unless I don't have to, just or like I will if I have to, something like that. But he doesn't want to kill people, but he will if he does not feel bad if he had it's them or him. So I get it. So anyway, this person comes in and they pull him inside, and just kind of just, throw him against the opposite wall. But it's not a guy, it's a girl. And she's just real scared. And immediately Buck starts creeping on her. Like a half a second could not go by, and this guy just starts creeping on her. Now I don't know if they like tell like the character's name. I went to look it up. Like they refer to her as girl or the girl, but I looked up the character. Her name is Sarah. I don't know if they ever call her by that name, but I just wanted to call her by something, not just the girl the whole time. So that's what that is. If they say it in the movie, I don't know. It's on IMDb. That's where I got it from. And again, watch The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. And drop your pen. Oh no, I can't find it. Oh. But he tries to get creepy with her, and Manny pulls him off. And I guess her thing was she was taking a nap, shouldn't have been, nodded out, and then she hit her head when they hit that other train. And so she just came back around. She was the one blowing that whistle. And the train's got no conductor, and they're fucked. Now this is when like we're back in the office, and all we really see is Rankin showing up, and it's like it's like when you first walk in, it's a room, but then like the room like the office that we've been in with Frank and everybody, it's like got the glass windows so you can see who's outside, but it's got a door so you don't have to hear them talking. So Rankin's out there. He kind of talks to the secretary girl. That girl comes in talking about like this dude from like the prison wardens here. And McDonald's like, well, does he know anything about the Runaway Train? And she's like, no. He's like, well, I'll see him later. He doesn't know shit, so he just will not see him. But McDonald is on the phone talking to these folks at Seneca, telling them to have emergency services ready. That's we don't know exactly where that is. It's coming up, we assume. But then we're back on the train now, and Sarah's talking about like she's not a conductor. She doesn't know trains, but she's like, all I know is everything operates from the lead train when they're all connected. So if we stop the lead train, everything else will stop. Uh, and then again, mouthy Buck, he just kind of like, man, just having the shittiest day. Like we just broke out of prison and went through shit just to have this happen. And like you just told this chick we broke out of prison, you friggin' idiot. But then yeah, and then Barry accuses Manny of letting it slip, but like Manny's like, no, you just told her, mouthy dumbass. But then Manny starts going off on the chick, on Sarah. He's like, why'd you come back here when the front of the train can stop this light? Like just giving her shit. But she's like, hey, she's like, I thought of that. I tried to go up there, but something like a door was jammed. She could not get through it. And there's like no like path or, way to like get to it. So it just completely blocked off. They're just, fucked. They cannot get up to it. So she has a reason why. And Manny's like, I won't get caught alive. I'm not going back. And Buck's kind of like freaking out, like, oh man, I don't know what to do. I don't know. And just having like a little bit of a meltdown. And Manny's telling him, he's like, you just do what I tell you to do. Well, you'll be fine. I'll be Chappa. Just reminded me one time I was standing at the traffic lights and thought the emergency services were going through it. It ended up being wheels whistling on the cars. Oh no. I don't like when you see sirens and you can't pinpoint it. That happened to me once in the Netherlands. As weird as it is to hear like an emergency services vehicle that's not American, like that, that's already like weird to an American. But then to like hear that emergency, but it's not that serious sound, but not be able to locate it. It was odd, like because you would think with the Netherlands being so calm, this was 9 years ago. You should be able to notice a vehicle moving quickly, because it's not as loud as an American siren, so it would have had to be closer. I never pinpointed it. It just I didn't want to run into them. I didn't want to be a looky-loo. I wasn't imagining it. It was the oddest sensation. And it was by the subway. The subway like food place, not like the like subway like underground. It's the Netherlands. You cannot put anything underground unless you want to drown. But yeah, Manny's still on the idea of like let's just jump because again this is out of control. He's like I've had broken bones before, so he's thinking it's a good time to jump. So he opens the door, and him and Buck are about to walk out, and Sarah's like, "I know how to stop the train," and they turn back around. Like you could have said this 5 minutes ago, woman. Close the door. So what it is, if you like disconnect, like it's somewhere in like not like the actual like coupling, but like the electrical systems that hook up in between the cars. If you like break those apart, like you're not going to stop. You're going to slowly slow down more and more and more. It's 4 cars, so if you do this to like all 4 of them, they'll get slowed down enough. Maybe if they that's as far as they get. They're not thinking maybe if it slows down we can jump. This is just I'm getting ahead of what the movie says. Okay, yeah. So there are, it's again, I don't know everything about train. Of course the coupling is the part that like actually holds them together, but then there's this other part that it's very frozen, but it looks like a giant, like 2 big like plugs connected together, but they're huge. They gotta be like that, big around. And they can't really like use a proper tool on it. They just kind of like have to like beat it with something until it breaks apart. Um Let's see. I should say now that I have done something similar to this in Mount Corel, again in Final Fantasy VII. This happens disc 2. There is a point where you have to either stop a train and get items you need, or it crashes and you don't get those items that you do need. So, and it wasn't snowing, but I have done something similar to this in the late 90s, so this is not completely foreign to me. So what they do is that they go outside and it's so like the actual guy like with the tool like beating on the actual electrical thing, that is Buck. And then Manny is like holding on to him, like I don't know, like by his coat pants, however he's holding him. And then Sarah is holding on to Manny, like she's grabbing on, like because there's like railings outside. So like they're everybody's like holding on to everybody in this like chain to like get this thing, disconnected. And it works. It takes a long, it's scary as hell. They're outside. It's going that fast. There's snow. You can't see what you're doing. It's loud, but they like beat on this thing long enough and it does eventually disconnect. And then we jump back to the office and they're noticing like, hey, check this out, the train was just at 92, now it's holding still at 80. Like, how is it slowing down? All right, cool. They get into the second carriage, and they're kind of looking around for stuff, and they find a fire extinguisher, just a regular sized fire extinguisher. And it's kind of the same as before. They go outside, and Buck's there, like beating on the thing, and Manny's holding on to him, and Sarah's holding on to him. But it's they're using a fire extinguisher to beat on this thing, and he gets about so many hits into it, slips out of his hand, falls underneath the train, it's just gone. So oh fuck. And then, Manny's pulling up Buck, and as he's doing this, Sarah kind of like slips. So, like, she's about to fall. So, Manny pulls her up, and then, like, Buck pulls her up the rest of the way. So, it's really scary for a minute, but, nobody dies. And then this part is really cool because like you can see like there's this guy just like outside looking up the bridge because like now we're at the 50-mile-an-hour bridge. It's very rickety. It is very again Mount Corel. It is very much it's like the bridge in Around the World in 80 Days. Oh yeah, BRB if possible, beach chap, cool. So the way it's shot, it's like we're shot from the perspective of the guy looking up, and it's like this big dark tunnel, and then you can see like like the train tracks on the it's kind of scaffolding the bit holding up the train. But what it is from this dark tunnel, you just hear like the screeching of the wheels on the train track. So you get that horrible screeching echo sound. And like I'm sure this was like so scary and cool in the theater, but like this like rumbling screeching sound with the echo in the darkness, and then it comes flying out of that tunnel, and it does, and all you see is just like wood and just stuff just like falling off of this fucker. Like I'm expecting this bridge to not last. The stuff that is falling off of it, it's like when Witch Hazel takes off and she's got the bobby pins flying in the air. It's like that. It's scary, but it's fast. And the bridge holds up. So like I was waiting for like a crash or something like that. It doesn't. It's just a very cool scene that's really scary. But the good thing about that too is, okay, yeah, the bridge didn't fall apart, and also the electrical thing they were trying to beat on with the fire extinguisher, all that rattling like shook that apart. So now they've got two cars, de-electrified because they're connected. They're just not. They don't have all their electricity together. So then they get inside the third car, and instead of just like walking inside and looking around, they get inside. Sarah gets in there. She just puts her back to the wall. She just sinks down out of the shot. She's just exhausted. Buck walks in. He just stumbles over to this. It's like a water cooler, and all like the plastic cups are like, paper cups are just like smashed on the ground. So he's trying to find one that's like the least funky to try to get some water in it. He's just thirsty as hell. Dude, I would be too. Water's great. Then we're back in the office, and they get a phone call talking about how there's 3 people on this train. And now there is a chemical train that's on the same track as these guys, and they're gonna just smash right into each other in about 5 minutes if they don't do anything about it. And I think it's McDonald talking about, he's like, we're gonna have chemicals down to Kansas. So that does not sound fun for anybody. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Oh, what to go to? Glad you made it. Yeah, it's a cool movie. So they're in like all of these like train like little like compartments. Like each like train area kind of looks the same. It's just the same cramped space, the same kind of window. So it's not like it's not like one's like a different color than the next one. For all intents and purposes, it's probably just the one set they just reused over and over again. And then I don't know if the shots of the train going by are CGI. I mean, I'm sure they are. Some of them have to be. Like, it's good CGI. You can't tell that it is. Like, the only thing, again, that really took me out of the movie was way earlier when it sounded like John Voight was being dubbed. But this part kind of did, like, Manny talks in a kind of a way, like, again, he's been by himself for 3 years, so the way he, like, speaks and, like, puts his sentences together, and, like, the way he decides to, like, begin a conversation doesn't quite make sense. But he's like, he wants to thank Sarah for it's something about getting hurt after you jump out of a train. It's not as bad as like breaking your hip and having to lay there for the animals to come eat you, and it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it didn't make sense to me when he was saying it, and I listened to it twice, and I think I had the subtitles on. But just he's being nice, so okay, you're welcome. But now they're in like the door she could not get into. It's not like a proper door. It's like one of those little service doors. So it's like way down low. So like they gotta, I don't know, get down on their knees at it to try to like get at some electrical area. And Buck says, we've been breaking through doors all of our lives. And I think this is the first time they show this. Because I wasn't looking for this. I assumed everybody was just wearing gloves, but this was the first time we see Sarah and like like they're messing with the door. Both the guys are, and she walks away and she's got her hair like she's wearing a wedding ring. Like she's got this really thin gold wedding ring, and like she's praying and doing like this and like this, and she's looking up. So she's like we're getting like that she's like a spiritual person. This is the first real indication we're getting of that from her. It has not come up before. Yeah, no, Manny tries to break through, get into that door, but again, he's had that fucked up hand this whole time from getting stabbed at the start of the movie. So there's only so much he can do. So he does what he can, and then Buck tries, and like the whole time she's praying, she's so nervous. And then again, we're back at the office, and Frank is on the phone yelling, evacuate the plant, 10 minutes. And he's just like, this guy could not be more stressed out. Like the actor, like he's all sweaty. He's yelling into the phone. And somebody taps on his shoulder. And he says, "Get off my back, woman!" And it's Rankin. And this Frank, he's just pissed off. He's like, "I don't care if you got 2 prisoners outside. I wouldn't care if you had every prisoner in your prison outside. I've got it." He's more worried about saving lives on this train. This guy's fucking prison. Like, I can understand. Like, yeah, you need to catch prisoners, but maybe stopping an explosion is like a tad bit more important. Like, on the list of things, put that first. So he doesn't like, he gives zero fucks about Rankin, doesn't even know who that guy is, and he's like, watch everything. I gotta go take a piss. So Frank goes and takes off. So he's in the bathroom, he's doing his thing, and next thing you know, Rankin's right behind him, and he just grabs his head, shoves his head in the toilet, lets him up. He doesn't kill him. I thought he was gonna kill him, but no, he lets him back up. He's all pissy now, covered up, and Rankin's like, if I don't catch these 2 guys, the prison will riot. You can't imagine what a prison riot is like. Your brain cannot handle it. So he's like, "You're going to tell me how to find these trains." And Frank starts saying something, and like Rankin stops him. He's like, "Explain it in a way I can understand." So, he just cut away. Then we got some good CGI. What happened? There was good CGI. Probably a shot of the train. Anyway, so now we're back in with our guys and girl. And Buck can't get the door open. And he's just, they're pissed off, just fighting with his tools, just cannot get this thing to budge whatever it is. And this is when Manny notices, here's Sarah, she's praying, she's doing all this stuff. She's like, "He'll get the door open. I believe in miracles." So hopeful. And Rebecca De Mornay is acting her ass off for this little part. She is doing the damn thing. And Manny just gives her shit with all of her miracle talk. He's like, "You sound dumb as fuck." But then he gets it into his head that if the door can't be unlocked, he's just going to go out around and get to the front car. He doesn't need that little door because he's not going back to prison for nothing. And Buck's like, "Well, you can't do it with your hand like fucked up like that. I'll go up to that first car, partners." And sure, partners. And there like not hug, not handshake. Like when people like clasp hands like that, one of those kind of a handshakes kind of a thing. Like, we're bros, man. So he goes on out, and it's just Manny and Sarah. And Manny's like, "Yeah, that man's got no brains." Sarah's like, "That's mean." Manny's like, "It's the truth." But then Manny goes out. He tries to get into like the front car, cannot do it. He's climbing. He keeps sliding off. It's very scary. You think he's gonna fall off, get killed. He just cannot get over to it. It's just like the speed, the cold. He's not getting up there. He tries to get back in. Manny just will not open the door. And Sarah's yelling at him like, "Let the man back inside. Just get away from the door." And, Manny's like, no, he thinks he's so tough. He thinks he's so bad. Let him stay out there. So finally, Sarah, like, just pulls Manny away so Buck can get in. Buck just, like, falls on the ground. He's exhausted. I'm thinking let the man warm up and try again. God damn. But the whole time, Manny's just, like, calling him a coward and just, like, saying he's just calling him a loser coward. He's just kicking him the whole time. Just looks like a prison beatdown. Just calling him just like a sissy and all this kind of derogatory, stuff just going off on him. And he finally stops. And, Sarah, she's super upset. And she's saying to Buck, like, a man is using you to get what he wants. He doesn't care about you. He just doesn't want to go back to prison. And he says, Manny's, so Tim, he said, you're worse than an animal. No, she calls him an animal. He said, no, worse, human. So Sarah will not let Buck go. So Manny just chucks her into because there's windows on both sides. He sort of chucks under in this other window. She hits that breaks. So there's like just some like glass on the floor, not the shatterproof glass. So it's like jagged ass pieces. Now this is where Buck and Manny get into a fight. They're just going at it. Buck has a wrench. Manny does have like I think what like the glass that he found, or maybe an actual shiv that he has. And Buck's, like, I'll kill you, man. I'll fucking kill you. I swear to God, I'll do it, man. I'll kill you right here in front of this girl. He's just like just talking mad shit. And Manny's just waiting to go. And he's not moving. And Sarah's screaming, kill him. They just want to kill Manny. But then Buck just does not move. He just freezes. And the look on his face, I was thinking, like, he's just upset because he thought that he and Manny were friends, and now his friend's turning on him. That's what I thought the man was thinking from, his acting. And that's what it is. Like, the dude's got tears in his eyes. He's like, I thought we were friends. And the dude just that upset about it. He's like, you were a hero for all those guys, man. You were a hero to me, too. And I just like he's just hella disillusioned right now. But then, Manny drops the shiv and Sarah grabs it, chucks it out the window, so that's gone. And then Manny's just, his head is just down for a minute. Cannot see the man's face. Cut back to the office. There's McDonald talking about, we should have derailed that train. And now they've got 1 minute to move the train, or it's going to hit that other train with all the chemicals on it. And so Frank makes the decision to, we're going to save the plant, but they're going to have to derail the train that our folks are on. So they just realizing they're about to kill 3 people. And so they're all kind of just like sitting there at the end, and Sarah, everybody's sad, not talking, and Sarah just kind of like moves a little bit closer to Manny, and then the other dude just kind of like sits down by her. They're just kind of like sitting near each other, just sort of waiting for the end to come. Just nothing is said. It's just a very quiet. It's interesting to be so quiet when there's so much like motion going on outside. And Frank just does not understand why they cannot stop that train. And now we do see the train from the outside again. It's a lot of, jumping back and forth. This is the first time we see the front of the train. Like, we saw it all jagged and mangled before. Now it's got snow on the front of it. So, like, I get the feeling like this has been going on for a very long time. It's probably just been a few hours, but it's probably just meant to convey the time. So this is when they drop down to this guy, the helicopter guy with Rankin. This other dude's on a ladder. They get this guy down so close. And he gets to the train, but he kind of slips and falls. His head hits the glass, like right in front of our people. Blood everywhere. Then the body like slips off. And like, the guy's dead. He's just gone. And Manny cracks the fuck up like it's a video game or something. Dude just laughs his ass off and does not miss a beat. He just looks out the window and starts hollering shit up at Rankin. Doesn't matter if he can hear him or not. He's just talking a steady stream of shit and will not stop. The other two are horrified. They just watched somebody die. And this guy just does not stop. He's even talking. They go through a tunnel. He's still talking shit, come out the other side, and he's still spewing the same line of shit. So this guy will not stop for nothing. It's like, you can't kill me, Rankin. I won. Oh, very cool shot. Like, when there's a camera on the front of the train, so all you see is like the tracks coming towards you. It's one of those shots. We finally get one of those in this movie. But they have been switched over to another track. Sarah realizes that they've been switched to a dead end line and they're going to die. And she does not want to die alone. And so this, like while Manny's like talking shit, she's just like her and it's Sarah and Buck, who's got his arm around her. I don't want to die alone. They're just kind of sitting there waiting for the end still. But while this is going on, Manny's just up in the front again, talking shit. He's breaking the remainder of the glass out of the front of the window, pours the rest of the liquor on his hand, and just heads on outside. And as he's climbing, he's got to like like when you got like the rope above you, and you got to climb like that. That's how he has to get across the coupling, but the coupling is like kind of like loose, and then like it kind of like pulls away, and then it comes back together. And while he's got his hand there, so his left hand gets all fucked up, like not the hand, but like the fingers. Those are mostly gone. So there goes his video game career right there. And like they show it is a little bit bloody. It's probably like the bloodiest thing. It's bloodier like than the dude just dying before. So it is like, again, I'm not like squeamish, but it's like, oh my god, oh no, I can't play video games now, goddamn. But Rankin lands on the train too. So here we go. Here's the final showdown. And it could not be in a tinier place because it's like that front engine, thing that's like the front's totally fucked up. You go inside there, really the only thing you can see is like a very dirty emergency shut off button, and everything is just mangled steel. Like nothing in there really makes sense. Again, I'm not a train person, but I couldn't tell you where the boiler is or nothing in there. It's just completely fucked up. So Rankin, he's gonna go inside that first car, and he's got his gun out. But Manny went in there first, and he found a fire extinguisher. So when Rankin comes around with his gun, Manny just surprises him with fire extinguisher, so he doesn't know where to shoot. So then their gun just falls away, somewhere. They kind of there's only it is a very small space in there. It's like a little bit bigger than a closet. So I don't know how much like fighting these two actors could actually do, but he gets the gun. Manny gets the gun away from Rankin, and then he sort of like gets him in a way that he can like dude's Rankin's so messed up that Manny gets his handcuffs and handcuffs him. He's like cuffed to something back there, and his hands are behind his back, so he can't do nothing now. All he can really do is talk shit, and he's just trying to talk shit at Manny. He calls him scum, and Manny says we're both scum. And he's like, you're gonna die with me. And Rankin's like, oh yeah, well what about a dude and the girl? What about them? Oh no, Rankin said I never let you free. And Manny says I am free. That's when Rankin said, what about those, the other two? And Manny says it's just us. So he goes outside again, and it's Buck and Sarah are watching this from the window, but we see Manny go out, and he uncouples the first engine from the rest of them. They realize what's going on, so that there's Buck screaming, that's basically his friend. And he's yelling at him to just shut it down. He doesn't want them all to die, but he's not that's not what Manny is on about. So Manny gets out there and he uncouples the cars, and we see Buck and Sarah, like they're slowing down, and there's just going farther away. And it ends with it's like a very far away shot, and you can see somebody standing on top of this train, just with all the snow going on. And as they're showing that, they're like slowly showing these shots of like all the fellas back in jail, like they're behind the bars, and we see them through the bars. And like then we see the train again, then we see the fellas in the jail again. It keeps going back like that a little bit. And then one of the last people we see is Jonah, his buddy there. And like I get it, he's going out as a hero because the story's going to get back how Manny broke out and he killed the warden, so he's going to be a hero to these guys for like they're going to like people are going to talk about him to new inmates. His legend's going to live on forever. He's doing it for like the fame. And that's how it ends. You just see like this train rolling away, and then it fades out, and then credits. So we don't see an explosion or anything like that. I'm sure that would have cost money, so I understand why it ends there. You can do that with movies. You don't have to show everything. But yeah, that's Runaway Train from 1985. Again, it's not something I would have like immediately like jumped to watch. I'm glad I got to see it for this. It was not what I thought it was just going to be like about a couple prisoners on a train, but there's drama to it and like feelings and emotions and like stuff. So it was a really good suggestion. I like it. Did anybody else watch it? It was fun, and again for I don't time it. It probably takes me twice as long to watch these because I swear I sat down to watch this at 1, and then it got to be maybe 4 o'clock, but around there when I was done. So like just from like going back and making sure I want to see it, but I want to take notes too. Oh, one to go to set on my favorite scene. I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna get a job. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get a little job, some job a convict can get, like scraping stuff off trays at a cafeteria or cleaning up toilets. And you're going to hold on to that job like gold because it is gold. And when he was giving him shit for not I can't say this because I haven't. I mean, like, yes, I have hung out with people who have been incarcerated, but I never asked them about their time there. I wonder if everybody in jail just thinks that life's gonna be like I'm gonna do like crime for a bit, and then the rest of life is gonna be easy street, and then they're sitting in jail like I can't believe this didn't work. What happened? Yeah, as much as he goes off about him like holding out down a job, man, I'd rather go to jail. Yeah, I couldn't do it either. It's like when you give good advice that you can't follow. It's basically that. Like, this is good advice for you, not for me. So that was cool. And again, the poll is up for the movie to vote for April. Let me pop that in the chat room again. Again, not a clickbaity a thumbnail. My first time watching such and such movie. Oh, it was like crying or like shocked face or like super confused or whatever people use for their clickbaity and like the yellow arrows pointing to yeah, you know what thumbnails look like. Yeah, the April movie. It's either we've got Downfall, Secondhand Lions, Tommy Boy, or Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I've seen two of these movies. I have not seen two of the other ones. I like that balance. I think it might be a bit weird to just say suggest all movies I've seen or like all movies I haven't seen. And this poll is doing exceptionally well. Right now, I've got 21 votes, or the poll has 21 votes. Right now, Monty Python and the Holy Grail is in the lead. Now, if it does do something weird, like say if you vote for something and it makes you vote for something else, go ahead and put that in the comments of the poll. That way, like say I would have to readjust it and then try to figure out percentages for 4 items. But I just want it to be fair. I don't want it to, like, YouTube to be choosing what we watch. And then for those movies, one of them is on YouTube. It's like when movies are free on YouTube with ads. It's one of those, so it is a free movie. Another one is on Pluto, and then Pluto TV. The other ones are on Tubi. Tubi is a free app you can watch on your phone, your smart TV, and most devices in between. That has Dark Shadows from 1966, which I will be reviewing on this channel this year. Oh, God, I think I'm at around episode 541, 538, something around there. And I will be, well, since Frank is off on Monday and Wednesday, I will be live Monday and Wednesday. So Monday I'll go over, like last Saturday when I did the Foxhole Squares things. We'll get caught up on that. And like this whole week so far, or the whole week, full stop. Since a lot happened. But yeah, next week is when it's just Frank for 3 days. But then now starting in April 12th, so not the Saturday coming up, but the one following, Frank is doing a Saturday show then. I just do not know the time. And I don't know if it's going to be on, quite frankly, TV yet. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if it's going to show me. Quite frankly, TV on the phone and on the. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Frank's off on the 2nd. April. Okay, it doesn't have anything listed. The May 17th. I guess he's having a show with a special dad and Jeff. Holy crap, that's May. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But yeah, so far it's just well, the poll will end. Again, I give this about like a full week. Oh, Dandy. Been lurking, bad day, but great to hear your voice. Great night, everyone. Oh man, I hope your day gets better. That sucks. It's Aries. It's just a little bit of Mercury retrograde. We'll get through it. But yeah, I do want to go over on Monday when I was on Foxhole Squares and then go through the whole week. And then we'll have this whole week to vote on a movie to watch for April. And then we'll do the review for April. That's going to be April 26th. So we'll have a full 3 weeks to watch whatever film is chosen. And then just proceed along from there. It's weird. I had The Edge saved on Tubi, and then of course they take it away anytime I want to recommend it. But like it's still listed on there, so I tapped on it, and it's like coming November 1st. Do you understand? November is next year for me. I don't give a fuck about what's going to happen next year until I get to October 11th. So November? Why? Because it's a snow movie. Whatever. Just if you can find The Edge from 1997 anywhere, watch it. Oh man, yeah, I hope you have a better day. I hope everybody had fun watching the movie, or if you didn't watch the movie, or if you watched the movie and you didn't like it, I hope you liked the review better. It's not a bad film. It was fun. It kept me entertained. There was not any spots where I was like bored or checking my watch, or there was not like an extended bullfighting scene or anything like that. We owe you Bill Cooper. Jailer job seems like a no-brainer. Yeah, it does. You would think. Oh, it's too late to tell that story. If you remind me about that, jail or a job, next time I got a funny, not funny, maybe it is funny story about that, like you would think, but then. Oh, Daddy, yeah, thanks, Nikki. LOL. Yeah, it'll get better. It'll be okay. We get to see each other on Monday, and oh yeah, yeah, my chiropractor was out anyway, so I'm not gonna like take this back down and put it right back up. So that was gonna be staying up anyway. So good thing, because we got 2 extra shows next week, and we can get the films voted on, and we'll have something to do. I'll usually think of something. There was a I'm sort of like I usually expect Frank to get a stomach ache around spring. So like when is that gonna happen? Is it gonna be in May? Like I'm trying to like be prepared somewhere in the back of my mind to go live for like a full week in case Frank is sick. Like I'm ready for it. It just has not happened yet. So maybe he's not doing that this year, but like I swear every spring. If it happens again, I'm gonna ask his mom about it. Will you, Bill Cooper? Okay, I'll try to remind you next time. Yeah, I will have the phone on next time. I don't leave the phone lines on when I do the reviews because it usually takes me 2 hours to talk about a movie. But I'll have the phone on next time, Mondays. I'll see you guys in just a couple of days for you. That went by fast. That was fun. I hope it's as much fun to watch back because it was fun to talk about. I kind of like it is kind of like a dude movie, but I mean, like women can watch dude movies. I guess. So, oh, one to go to over in Twitch. Awesome. I do have the. Oh, I was gonna say when Frank does his Saturday show on April 12th, that's gonna be on Rumble only. So standard rules apply. If Frank goes live and he's not on YouTube, use the Twitch chat room. So we can go to that and still talk because using Rumble, it's too many animated emojis that you cannot turn off. No, that's not cool. Oh, we owe you, Bill Cooper. Great summary. Flew right by. Yeah, thanks. It kind of flew by like a train. Yeah, so very 80s, very cool movie. Good special effects that still hold up to this day. I'm just realizing now that movie's as old as Frank, so I hope everybody enjoyed a 69-year-old movie. I hope everybody had a good time. Don't forget your pants. I guess maybe you don't really have to take your pants because you're going to be back here a couple days next week anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. It's up to you. If you're going to wear them between now and then, take them. If not, you can leave them. So yeah, it was great to see everybody. I do have, I hate to say this at the start of the show, I do have super chats opened up for this channel. It's Venmo or Buy Me a Coffee. That way you can support the channel, have your comment read on the show. You do not give 30% to Google. Your money stays in the United States and it does not go to hookers and blow. So those are there. You don't have to give money to a channel to support it. All you have to do is show up and have a good time. Smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed with all notifications on. You can leave a comment after the show ends. And you can also share the show if you think your followers would dig it. Oh, John Rogers, have a great night. Dandy, but those are my favorite jeans. LOL. It kind of messed me up. They're like, at the start of that movie, banging on that gate, like, Rogers. I'm like, what? He's there? We just got him out of prison. Oh my God. That's another thing. He's fine. He's not in trouble with the law. But yeah, take it easy. Have a good night. Get some good sleep. Have a good meal. Have some keto brains in your coffee. Promo code Frankly. Not sponsored. It's just good stuff. I might have to get another bag of that. Mine's about to run out. I get to review that for you guys too. That's going to be coming up. So you can look forward to a Keto Brains review. Goodness, that might be on the 12th as well. We'll see. It's coming up. Want to go to love the movie reviews? Oh, great. Yeah, check out the poll for the film to watch for April. That's going to be interesting to do. I kind of have a feeling the way it's going to go already. So if not, that's fine too. I'm used to rolling with the punches. I want to go to. This was so much fun. Thank you so much, Nikki. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for being Frankly's and for showing up to the channel. And I hope everybody had fun at Foxhole Squares last week. I know I did. But we will talk about that in a couple of days. Check out the modern part of the Mayhem album if you don't really dig the 60s and 70s. There's still about 8 good songs in there. You can throw together your own album like I did out of necessity. So yeah, check out Tubi, check out Pluto TV, check out YouTube for any free movies. I'm always taking movie suggestions, even if it's not right about to do a poll. So if there is something you will want to see that will be still available on those streaming services or that is free on YouTube now, you can always suggest that. We can throw it in the mix for the following month. So I love you guys again. I'm probably repeating myself a lot. I'll make it stop. So yeah, take it easy. Until next time.